Hello guys. Now, the World Bank has become extremely desperate to benefit from Africa's loans, which it gives, and of course that means from the interest rates, exorbitant interest rates, which even Dr. Chiombo Kwao has complained about the fact that the World Bank and International Monetary Fund, they lend to Africa exorbitant and useless loans for that matter, and they take huge interest rates on these particular loans. Now, the World Bank has come out to say in Ghana that the cash is waiting, is pressuring. It has become desperate, extremely desperate. And this desperation, of course, we are seeing it all over the African continent, that the United States is coming back in a major way to benefit from Africa's assets. And we have seen it in Tanzania. We published a video here. We have seen it in the past. And some of these loans, actually, the African parliaments have rejected them. We reported on this platform that Ghana has rejected a $250 million loan from the World Bank. Okay? And of course, who controls the World Bank is the United States, which appoints even the president of the World Bank, who's Jay Banga currently, was appointed by the Biden administration. Now, they are pressuring Ghana to take loans, even though the country doesn't need them. And as we reported, the country rejected a loan. The parliament of the country rejected a $250 million loan because they saw that this loan was not going to benefit the country. Most of the money is going to be spent on consultation activities, and which activities are going to be controlled by the World Bank itself. So it was not going to benefit the people. So that's why the parliament rejected this loan. But the World Bank is coming out to show that the money is ready. Come and take the money, and simply because they want to benefit by getting these exorbitant interest rates. Now, what are they saying? The World Bank is saying that United States dollars 830 million World Bank cash is awaiting Parliament's green light for disbursement. Does this sound like someone who's desperate? Does this really sound like someone who's desperate? So let us go ahead and look at this again. So Ghana is missing out on the disbursement of 3 World Bank facilities totaling 830 million due to the failure of Parliament to pass the agreements covering them. You see why the Parliament rejected these? So what they are trying to say is that they're trying to force our parliaments to pass these exploitative loans, which are not beneficial to the people, which are going to benefit the elites from the United States and the European countries, because they are the ones who are going to come here as consultants and take this same money which they have given us. Actually, the money will not come here to Africa. And this is the very reason, as a people, why we need to be conscious of what is happening in our various parts of the African continent and put pressure to these members of parliament, because they come from your own regions. Therefore, you need to put pressure on them and tell them that you cannot accept these stupid loans from the white people who are coming here to continue to exploit our resources. So they are saying now here, they are painting a picture. Actually, the desperation of the World Bank and the West has pushed them into our local media platforms, because the representative of the World Bank, the representative of the World Bank was speaking on the local media platforms and saying, so they are whipping up hysteria within the people. They are whipping up the people so that the people will put pressure on their members of parliament. And that's why I said that we need to pay attention as Africans to whatever politics is going on in our continent, so that we can also put our voice, so that we can also put pressure and say, this is not acceptable. These loans, we don't want them. We want our MPs and our politicians and our heads of state to live within the means of our countries. If they cannot live within the means of our countries, we should reject them. There's another option. That is the option. Because if they start living within their means, then we have money to invest. We have money to invest in reasonable infrastructure. We have money to invest in businesses. The state should invest on behalf of the people, because the people, they don't have these billions to invest on themselves. And we cannot wait for foreign investors, foreign direct investment, because the United States itself is looking for foreign direct investment. Europe is looking for foreign direct investments. China is looking for foreign direct investments. Now, can Africa compete with these countries on that scale when it comes to foreign direct investments? We cannot compete with them. To be honest, we cannot compete with them because we don't have that level of infrastructure to be able to compete with these countries. We cannot compete with China because China already made infrastructure. So the high value investments, at the end of the day, they end up not coming to our continent. High value investments, leave alone the petty investments. All right, high value investments like a single investment of around $20 billion, like what Dangote did, they don't come to our continent. Petty investments, they are the ones which come to our continent. They don't benefit the continent. They are not helping the continent to move into an industrial revolution. So let us listen to this man, what he's saying. The World Bank indicates that the disbursement of the facility is long overdue and just waiting for Parliament to give the go-ahead. You see what they're saying? They are in the local media. That's where they are lobbying. They are lobbying now the minds of the people. They are lobbying the minds of the people. They are lobbying the media of the country. The facilities include a 200, remember, the facilities include a 250 million Ghana facility, Ghana Facility Financial Stability Fund. Okay? They include a 250 million Ghana Financial Stability Fund, a 250 million for the energy sector reforms, and a 30 million for the Ghana Accra Metropolitan Area Sanitation and Water Project. So as you are seeing, when I look at these are not really monies which Ghana needs at this particular point. And that is the very reason why the members of parliament rejected it in parliament, because they saw that it's just overburdening the taxpayer with taxpayers with unnecessary loans and unnecessary interest which have to be paid to these white people so that they can continue to live in luxury. The countries which really need these loans are those ones which are badly off, completely badly off. Countries like Benin, countries like Togo, countries like Sierra Leone. I've been to Sierra Leone. The power infrastructure is in huge problem. These countries need these loans. These countries, these poor countries in Africa need these loans so that they can build infrastructure, build energy infrastructure to provide energy for the 90% of the people who are lacking electricity, for example, in Sierra Leone. This is where this money. So this tells you now that these countries are not bothered about the conditions of the African people. They are really not bothered about that. They are into wasting money and putting money where they are going to get more from. And this is what we are seeing. All this money, which even Ghana has rejected. Why not give that money to Sierra Leone so that Sierra Leone can go ahead and build infrastructure, energy infrastructure, and all the other poor countries which are suffering. So the country director, this is the country director, Richard O'Brien, said, we have our portfolio and pipeline disbursement to Ghana, which some of these funds will come under. Okay? Ghana over the years has had a very high disbursement rate because of how they handled their funds. O'Brien noted. And if you ask really the Ghanaians on the ground, if you go to Ghana and ask the Ghanaians on the ground, have the funds in Ghana really been handled well? And they will tell you no. For example, the COVID money which was given has never been accounted for. The previous loans have never been accounted for. But the World Bank and the International Monetary Fund are saying that Ghana has been managing these funds very well. Now, the question here arises again. Are these institutions now encouraging corruption within the African continent? And the answer from me, I would say yes. But I don't know from you, but you can put that in the comment section. You can put your suggestion and what you think in the comment section. Do you think the World Bank and the International Monetary Fund are encouraging corruption on the African continent? Because they are giving these heads of state huge amounts of funds and there's no accountability. They are not accounting to us as a people, as African people. And yet they are continuing to give them free money, which they have not worked for. And they put all that burden on the African people to continue the suffering. And these people are being lied to and telling them, these World Bank, they are lying to them and telling them that they are managing the resources very well. And yet even themselves, the World Bank and the International Monetary Fund, they know that these resources are not being managed well. They know that the resources are not being managed well. But they are giving out these monies. So then the question arises, is the World Bank and the International Monetary Fund the ones encouraging corruption on the African continent? What do you think yourself? Now, he told the Joy FM, this man was speaking on the local media platform. He told the Joy FM, we are hopeful that these facilities will be approved quickly by Parliament so that the expected impact is felt on some critical sectors of the economy, So he's talking as if the country cannot live without the $830 million that he is talking about. Actually, if you add it up all together, is around $530 million, because he spoke about the $250 million for the Ghana Financial Stability Fund, which we don't understand what is the Financial Stability Fund. And if you're talking about energy sector reform, what kind of energy sector reform are you talking about with the $250 million? And then sanitation, $30 million. Do we need $30 million of a loan to learn how to be clean as a people? Do we need $250 million as a people to learn how to stabilize our economy? Do we need $250 million? Do we need $250 million to reform our energy sector? Do private companies need $250 million to reform their energy sector? Because the energy sector is already profitable in the country. So do you need these funds? And we have to start pushing back. Africans have to learn to push back and say, we really don't need this. We have to do with what we have. And until we raise our voices to that level as Africans, this fooling will continue around the African continent, and the African people will continue to suffer under the hand of the neo-colonial representatives, who are the current heads of state, majority of them on the African continent. They are neo-colonial representatives. And until we come out and fight them and remove them, we should expect more suffering on the African continent, because they simply represent colonialism. But what do you think? What do you think that Ghana should do? How do you think that the people should handle this particular situation? Of course, which the Ghana Parliament has already started with. What do you think that should happen? Please put that in the comments section. My name is Kwame Gonza and the channel is called Connect Africa and Africa Reimagined. Please subscribe to the channel. Like the video. Do not go away without liking the video, please. And share it with others. Support the channel through PayPal. We have our PayPal account in the description. Please also give us a super chat and support us so that we can be here more often to serve the African continent and expand and amplify the African narrative. My name is Kwame Gonza and I'm out of here. See you next time and God bless you.